Okay, yesterday we were learning about Krishma. We were discussing the concept of what Shazmanias are. But like we said, halachic hours, and you can read the Shema until 3 hours into the day, which is 3 hours halachic hours. And according to the Alter Rebbe, it's from sunrise, not from dawn, and so on and so forth. Now, a person is allowed to read the Shema standing, sitting, which is Beis Hillel's opinion. Because according to the Mishnah, said, Beis Shammai said, when the Torah says b'shachbacha, when you lay down, u'v'kumecha, when you stand up. So according to Beis Shammai, the night Shema of Ma'ariv, you have to read laying down. The day Shema says u'v'kumecha, when you're standing up. Beis Hillel says no, it doesn't mean laying and standing. It means when people go to sleep, which is night, and when people wake up, which is in the morning. But therefore, you're allowed to lay in Shema standing, sitting, but it says in Allah like this: if you're sitting, you shouldn't stand up for Shema. It says you shouldn't stand up for the Shema. If you're sitting, you stay sitting. In fact, according to Kabbalah, Shema is the world of Bria, and Bria is Yeshiva, Atzilus is standing. That's why the Shemona Esrei Amida we do standing, because it's the world of Atzilus. Shema is the world of Bria, so according to Kabbalah you sit, but anyway. Now, before a person starts saying the Shema, you have to have kavanah, you're doing a mitzvah, right? There's a mitzvah, biblical mitzvah, twice a day to say the Shema. So you have to have in mind Hashem is commanding us to do the mitzvah, and you have to have in mind, if you don't have in mind the first pasuk, Shema Yisrael, the words mean, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad, you don't fulfill your obligation. You have to have in mind what the words mean. You have to know what the words mean, Shema, and you have to think about them when you say them. So basically, what does it mean, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad? That Shema Yisrael, Jews should understand that Hashem is Elokeinu and Hashem Echad. So it says in Allah, what are you supposed to think when you say Hashem Echad, besides the fact that Hashem is one? So it says that Aleph Ches Daled is the word Echad. Ches is 8, which represents the 7 heavens and earth. The Gemara says that 7 heavens and earth. Daled are the 4 corners of the world. So you're supposed to have in mind that the heavens and earth and the 4 corners of the world are all bottled and nullified and subjugated to the Aleph, to the one Hashem. So it says in the Gemara, it says, and this is brought down in Halacha, that when you say Echad, you have to pronounce the word clearly. And the Alter Rebbe says you should lengthen the letter Dalid, and you should have in mind when you say the Ches. But Shulchan Aruch warns, sometimes people get carried away with the word Echad. They keep saying Echad. That's not the word. The word is Echad. It's not Echad, that adding like 10 aleph in the middle. So you have to make sure you say the word Echad. You emphasize the Dalet, which is the 4 corners of the world, but you have to have a kavanah what the words mean. Okay, next is when you say Shema, the minig is you cover your eyes when you say the Shema. That's basically to get more kavanah. You should be not distracted. You should have more kavanah and say the Shema. Then you say Baruch Shem Kvod Malchus Olam quietly. Okay. Now in the time of the Beis Hamikdash, they didn't say Baruch Shem Kvod Malchus Olam. Now after the Beis Hamikdash, we say Baruch Shem Kvod Malchus Olam. And Chassidus has a whole explanation of it. In order to come from Echad to Ve'ahavta, you need Baruch Shem in the middle. Otherwise, it's too great of a jump. Whatever. But Baruch Shem Kvod Malchus Olam we say quietly. Except Yom Kippur, then we say it out loud. There's 2 reasons why we say Baruch Shem Kvod Malchus Olam quietly. One is because it's not in the Chumash. Yaakov Avinu, when he was blessing his children, and the Shekhinah left him, and he was worried maybe there is a blemish. He wanted to tell him Mashiach coming, and the Shekhinah left him, and he thought maybe his kids are not so good. So the kid said to him, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Shema Yisrael, Yisrael is the father Yaakov. Shema Yisrael, listen, our father. Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Our God is like yours. So when Yaakov Avinu heard this, he said, Baruch Shem Kvod Malchus Olam, meaning thank Hashem forever and ever. So it says like this. Should we say it It doesn't say it in the Torah. The Torah says, Shema Yisrael Hashem Elokeinu Hashem Echad, v'yohavta says Hashem Elokecha. Should we not say it? Yaakov Avinu said it. So therefore, what's the halacha? You say it quietly. Say it quietly. That's one reason. Another reason why we say Baruch Shem Kved Malchus Olam quietly is because what is the origin as far as we're concerned of Baruch Shem? When Moshe Rabbeinu went up to Har Sinai after Matan Torah for the 40 days, he heard the angels were saying Baruch Shem Kved Malchus Olam. So he liked it. It was a phenomenal pasuk, not possible. So Moshe Rabbeinu says stole it from the angels. Now, when you have stolen goods, you don't publicize them. So because he stole it from the Malachim, we say Baruch Shem Kved Malchus Olam quietly. On Yom Kippur, we're all like angels. We don't eat, we don't drink, we're like angels. So then we say Baruch Shem out loud because we're like the angels, so we're not stealing it from anybody. Now, another important thing is, even though, especially by Chassidim, they don't daven according to diktuk. Chassidim B'chlal never daven according to the laws of grammar, how you pronounce the words. But nevertheless, it says in Shema, you should say it according to the rules of diktuk. Okay? And therefore you have, even the city has what's called the Shvanod, the Shvanoch. There's two types of Shvad. You have a Shvad that, like you have Bechol, so then the Shva is Bechol. Sometimes you have a word, Bechol Levavcha. So then, it's not Bechol Levavcha, it's Levav. So there's two different types of Shva. So in the Shema, you're supposed to make sure that you say the words correctly according to diktuk. Another important thing it says in Halacha, that when you say the Shema, there's a lot of words that end in one letter and begin with the same letter the next word, like Al Levavecha. So it says in Shema, you have to make sure to say Al Levavecha. Because if you say Al Levavecha, it's like you're making two words into one. The same thing you have, Va'avadetem Mehera. And sometimes a word he also says, sometimes you have words that end with the mem and begin the next word aleph, and then you could swallow it up. You have to make sure the bottom line is when you say the Shema, you have to make sure that you're saying every word, each and every word separately and correctly. Another thing is, it says like this, when you say Leman Tizkuru, you don't want to say Leman Tizkuru. Tizkuru means you're renting. Tizkuru means to remember. So it says you have to emphasize, but even you could say Tizkuru is also wrong. Tizkuru. You have to say it as Zayin, not as Sin. Tizkuru, it is like a Z. To say like a Z, not with a S. Now, during the time a person is davening Shema, you're not allowed to motion, you're not allowed to make with your lips, you're not allowed to motion somebody to do something in the middle of Shema. If it's a sake of a mitzvah, then in the second parsha of Shema, not the first paragraph of Shema, the second paragraph of Shema, then you could do it if you have to tzedek mitzvah. Okay, but like this in Shema, once you start the Shema, you don't motion, you don't talk, you don't nothing. Huh?
The word nishba, it's very important to say nishba and not nishba.
Nishbar?
No, nishba be'alef, it's like capture. Nishba, it's like swear.
You mean your hay is capture?
Yeah.
Nishba with an eye is swearing.
Yeah.
Nishba capture is hay.
Emphasize the eye.
It's interesting. The Yemenites, by the way, have this correct. And most even Sephardic Jews in Ashkenaz definitely don't have this correct. In Hebrew, you have an aleph and an ayin sound alike. Right? A samach and a sin sound alike. So it's really a different pronunciation of aleph and ayin. By the time that they have it, you can tell the difference between ayin and aleph, and also you have a gimel. Sometimes you have a gimel with a dot in it, then they pronounce it G. If it's a Gimel without the dot, then they pronounce it J. Gimel. Gimel, not the Gimel. But that, huh? What does that mean? Oh, Hajaf. I thought you were telling me some English. But it's interesting that the Rebbe brings, the Friedrich Rebbe brings down in the Siches that when the Alter Rebbe used to lane, the Alter Rebbe was a Balkarei, when he laned, you were able to tell the difference between an Aleph and an Ayin, between a Samach and a Sin, a Ches and Chaf. Also, you're able to tell the difference between the way you pronounce it. The way we do it, it all sounds the same. Ashkenazim for sure. Okay, now when you say Vavienu l'sholem me'arba kanfei sa'aretz, okay? So Hashem should gather us from the four corners of the world. So it's brought down in Halacha. At that time, you start gathering your tzitzis. Now, according to our minig, he gathered the four tzitzis. By Baruch Shema, we learned you only hold the front two. By Shema, you hold all four tzitzis. Our custom is like this. We take the front two, put them next to each other, not at that, just next to each other. And then we take the back left one, put it next to the two, making it three. Then we take the back right one and put it next to the four. So the four tzitzis are next to each other, not on top of each other, next to each other. Then we put it in between the pinky and the ring finger, and then you wrap it, you put it here and you go around here. So this is the way our minig is to do it. When do we do it? You don't necessarily have to start then. Some places say you can even start earlier and you just finish when you say Vavienu l'sholem, then you have them all together.
So you can start right after Yotzer HaMorot?
No. Well, usually the custom is closer to Vavienu. Now, when you come to the third Parsha Shema that deals with tzitzis, so the whole time you're holding it in the left hand, right? When it comes to the Parsha of tzitzis, now you hold the tzitzis also in your right hand. In addition to the left hand, you hold them also in the right hand, and then you kiss it when it says tzitzis. And now some people have a minig that you put it over the eyes and kiss it. Some people just kiss it. Our minig is you put it over the eyes and kiss it. And then also afterwards you say Lad Kayemet. Kayemet and then La'ad. And then you let go of the tzitzis and you put them back down. Okay, a little bit more. Now, when a person finishes the Shema, and they say, Ani Hashem Elokechem asher tzeitzei eschem eretz mitzrayim li'etz lochem l'elikim, Ani Hashem Elokechem, you have to right away say the word emes. You have to say the word emes. Shema has 245 words in it. So it's brought down, we want to make it 248. Why do you make it 248? There's 248 mitzvahs. There's 248 limbs by a man. It's 248 limbs. So therefore, how do we get 3 more words in the Shema? So it's brought down, the Chazan repeats Hashem Elokechem Emes. Those are 3 words. And then you have the 248. What happens if you're davening without a minyan? You're davening by yourself. So many nuschois, they say before Shema, they say Kel Melech Demon, which is the acronym for Amen. Kel Melech Demon, God the trusted King. Okay. In Chabad Alter Rebbe writes in Shulchan, that's not what we do. What we do at the end is Ani Hashem Elokechem asher tzeitzei eschem eretz mitzrayim li'etz lochem l'elikim. We say Ani Hashem Elokechem, Ani Hashem Elokechem Emes. So we repeat the words Ani Hashem Elokechem twice. If you're davening with the minyan, you don't repeat anything, you just listen to the Chazan, and the Chazan says Hashem Elokechem Emes, you have the 3 words. We repeat Ani Hashem Elokechem, Ani Hashem Elokechem Emes. What happens if somebody is a Chazan? If somebody is a Chazan, what they do is like this. They finish the Shema like this. Ani Hashem Elokechem, they're davening first by themselves, right? Ani Hashem Elokechem asher tzeitzei eschem eretz mitzrayim li'etz lochem l'elikim, Ani Hashem Elokechem Emes. And then out loud, he says, Hashem Elokechem Emes. If he says Ani, it says in Halach, you scream at him. But he finishes the Shema and doesn't say Ani again. He finishes the Shema and says, the Chazan said, Hashem Elokeichem Emes. Okay,